During the Christmas period, 3 animals are abandoned every hour, resulting in many animal rescue centres seeing a huge influx of people looking to rehome dogs.
Well, who better to see firsthand the incredible work done up and down the country by these rescue centres than the newest member of This Morning family, former Crufts commentator Peter Purves.
This world's made up of 2 kinds of people, dog people and cat people. And you'd be barking mad if you couldn't work out which group I fall into. Bella? Good girl. Walkies, come on.
My love of dogs first began when I was presenting Blue Peter in the 60s, when I looked after the nation's first surrogate pet, Petra. I then spent 4 decades as the presenter and commentator of the world's greatest dog show, Crufts. And it's not just for work. At home, my wife and I have 4 adorable pet dogs, Bertie, Teddy, Lily and Max. Now, I have some exciting news.
I'm joining the This Morning family to spend more time with what I love best, my 4-legged friends.
I've been invited to Foal Farm in Kent, an animal rescue centre which takes on as many sick, distressed and unwanted animals as possible to restore them to full health and happiness.
I know dogs are your favourite.
That's right.
Would you like a tour of the farm?
Oh, yeah.
Lovely, come this way.
Alexis is the animal welfare manager.
Oh, so this is Atlas, one of our noisy neighbours to the kennels.
He's a big fella though, isn't he?
And she's showing me around and taking me to the kennels.
Right, so this is our main block of kennels,
Oh,
Peter.
wow, it's big, yeah. Oh, bless.
It's our little fella Buster. He's not been
Hello,
with us for
Buster.
too long.
Hello.
I'm immediately greeted by so many charming faces, all with their own sad story as to how they ended up here.
What's the main reason that you get these dogs? Are they strays? Are the wardens picking them up? What happened?
Some are often given to us by people that can no longer care for them, change of circumstance. So this is Sabby and Mackenzie. So they've lived together all their lives.
They've been together all the time?
Yeah, they're both served together. We won't separate them.
It's a huge undertaking, having to care for so many dogs, and there's always extra strain on them at this time of year.
It's January now. Do you get a surge at Christmas time as a rule?
We're already getting calls in for people wanting to rehome their dogs with us, and it means that we get 30 to 40 calls a day.
Oh dear, that's absolutely outrageous.
It's heartbreaking.
People have to think. It's just, I mean, these creatures, they want a home for life, so give them a home for life.
Many dogs arrive to the rescue centre in a distressed state, some requiring veterinary treatment.
But he came in very unfortunate circumstances.
He did. This is Kit. He's about 3 years old now, but he came in at 6 months old after being involved in a road traffic accident. He is proving difficult to rehome, and it's really sad because he's so affectionate. I think we need an experienced lurcher owner. Lurchers are very much a dog breed of their own.
The farm relies heavily on the help of volunteers and funding. The fantastic team work hard with the dogs
baby.
to build up
There
their
we
confidence and control any behaviour issues.
What a good boy. Yeah, they're good
Now,
boy.
Gromit's the oldest resident. How long has he
He
been
is.
here?
He's been here for 2 years.
Oh, that's a
good
long
boy.
time, isn't it?
He came in as a stray, so we've got no background on him. And I think initially he was very stressed, and he was a difficult dog for people to interact with. But obviously
But the training you're giving him now, I mean, he's improved tremendously.
Oh, amazingly. I mean, you can just see with the training, the more we've had to do with him, the more he's learning what is appropriate behaviour. Aren't you, baby? Yeah. And all the volunteers, now that they've started interacting with him, they just love him.
Excellent.
So he's gorgeous.
You're doing a grand
You
job,
are
Martin.
gorgeous, aren't
Romy,
you?
we'll find you a home.
You are gorgeous, aren't you? He's a good boy.
Foal Farm works hard to rehome dogs carefully with suitable owners and provides aftercare support.
Well, Jackie, who we got here? Who is this?
This is Bo. She was brought to Foal Farm. Unfortunately, her previous owners worked long hours and she has separation anxiety.
It's very important when people are considering getting a dog that you don't just buy on a whim. What sort of things did you consider, or were you asked to consider?
Whether we could be at home with her to work with her separation anxieties. We needed a dog that would be good with our new grandson.
Yes.
So all of those things had to be taken into consideration. They look at the family situation, they can advise you. It's not just go and pick the colour, the make, the model of the dog you like.
Well, it looks to me as though you've made an absolute friend for life.
It's absolute love. I mean, how can you not love that little face and that little tongue sticking out?
I've got to say, I've fallen in love with lots of these dogs in the short time I've spent with them today. I've had a lovely time, but all of them are creatures which really need someone to take care of them and love them every minute of every day. Could it be you?
Oh, Peter joins us now, and welcome to the family.
Welcome,
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm delighted to be part of it.
You are you're going to be visiting other rescue centres.
Yeah.
And so, what are the aim of your trips?
They'll be varied. For example, there's something coming up, I think, on Friday, which we're going to be filming, which is a couple of people bringing a dog to be rehomed because they can't keep them, exploring those stories. But there are valid reasons. Sometimes there aren't, but sometimes there are, and we'll look at that.
Well, there's no doubt that they do incredible work, these rescue centres.
absolutely.
I mean, incredible work. Unfortunately, you almost wish there wasn't a need for them to be there in the first place. And you've got to go back to the root of that issue and why people are getting dogs in the first place.
Well, people buy them on a whim. You know, they don't take into consideration it's a lifetime commitment. You're looking at least 10 years, 10 to 14 years, almost certainly. So you've got to be prepared to commit to that. And there are all sorts of things, just simple things like you're taking the dog out, they defecate. You've got to clean up after your dog. Some people can't do that, so don't have a dog.
That's a
Or
big
get
part
tiny
of
ones,
it.
so it's really tiny.
I mean, people have dogs for all the wrong reasons. A lot of people have them for the right reasons. A lot of people, wonderful people in the rescue centres that look after them.
What dogs have you got?
I've got the four, as we saw in the film there. I've got a miniature wire-haired dachshund, a standard wire-haired dachshund, and my wife's got 2 Pekingese.
Right.
Oh, lovely.
But that's a small crowd for us. We had 7 until quite recently.
Good gracious.
We lost 3 in 18 months.
Well, of course, when you were here with Blue Peter, I mean, I'm assuming there were times when you'd have done it in the studio.
Yes.
Studio
I think
3.
it was this studio, because this is the studio that's got the big doors.
It was in-
yes.
The seat dog doors.
They all have big doors.
3?
This is
yes.
3? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We occasionally did Blue Peter here.
3 and 6.
How funny.
Because I was
All
upstairs.
of them at Television Centre, except the very little ones.
Yeah. And so we had a picture there of you with the dogs. There you go.
Oh, there she is. Yeah.
So which one's that? Is that Petra?
That's Petra.
Oh,
yeah,
that is Petra,
first
isn't
one.
it?
'Cause they
she'd been with the programme for 5 years when I joined.
Yeah.
And then I took her on, and she lived with me till she died at 15.
And they were an essential part of that show because if you couldn't have a dog, the kids that were watching that show felt that they shared in the
Surrogate
dogs on
pet.
Blue Peter.
It was the first programme to invent surrogate pets.
Yeah.
Biddy Baxter should have a lot of praise for that. I mean, it was a very clever idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
And we'll miss you on Crufts.
So will I. I am going to be at Crufts, though, because I've had the honour of being asked to present the Best in Show trophy on the Sunday night. So, I mean, that's quite a thrill, really. But no, I shall miss it. 41 years I've been doing that.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
Well, their loss is our gain, because we love having you here, and we can't wait to see what you're going to do for us.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. You never know what's around the corner.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing your films at the rescue centres. And so you're now our official correspondent.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and once you're in this team, you never escape.
No, it's so true.
Incidentally, that rescue centre that was there, they say, please don't phone them. They've got a website, foalfarm.org.uk.
And we'll put all of those details on our app as well, so don't worry about writing down that address if you haven't got a pen.
Lovely to see you, Peter.
Really lovely
And
to see you.
Really
Thank
nice
you
to be
very
part
much.
of the team.
Oh, welcome.